What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Everyone's having a great day today. So today's video is kind of just another random video, much like last Friday's video was, but we're out here with the Sport Trac as always. And today's video we're gonna be kind of briefing over kind of a little bit of a scare we had over the weekend. Well, I say scare, but it's still kind of ongoing at the moment due to well, pretty much a smell of coolant and a slight bit of temperature fluctuation, but nothing outside of well, much of the normal range these trucks tend to operate in anyway. So these trucks have a 190-degree thermostat from the factory, and mine tends to run about 186 to 188, so not exactly 190. And it's been fluctuating up to about 194 sometimes when sitting. So, you know, it's not necessarily fluctuating outside of the range and in sort of a worrying kind of state, but I have been smelling coolant lately and I can't figure out why. No smoke from head gasket failure or anything like that. No signs of any sort of huge failure point, but definitely not normal. And like I said, I've been getting a whiff of coolant, so I'm still unsure exactly what it is. My theory is either a radiator issue or a hose, because the thermostat housing is fine. For those who don't know, I just put a metal one in it about a few months ago, and so that shouldn't be an issue anymore. But I think one of the hoses is going bad, either on the driver's side or passenger side, one of the two sides of that there. But yeah, that's pretty much kind of the gist of that. But due to how the refund actually happened a little while back from the school. For those who don't know, I get a little bit of extra refund from school every semester, and I was originally intending on getting about $2,500 or so to put towards the truck and making it even better. Lots of interior customization. I was going to get my stock seats redone and put back in here. I was going to get the headliner replaced, as well as get a couple of the maintenance items replaced in advance of the wrap. Unfortunately, I got $1,000 less than that. I got $1,400 back from the school, and it's completely derailed almost everything. But I do want to talk about some upcoming projects that will be still occurring. One of which is getting the timing tensioners replaced, because you know it's a common failure point in these. I want to get it dealt with. I want to make sure to kind of save this engine as much as possible, because at the end of the day, it's a 240,000 mile engine. There's no guarantee that the chains could fail anytime soon, because they could fail today, could fail tomorrow, they could fail, you know, 6 years from now. I mean, I really don't know. It's unpredictable. So I want to get the tensioners replaced, even if it is just a waste of time. I want to have it done as a sort of prevention to kind of help save the engine as much as possible. It's like $80 for the parts, and I'm planning on taking that to a shop, because it's one of those things. It's like, it's an easy job. I just don't want to deal with it. I want to kind of focus on the bright side of things instead of trying to tear it apart. And I'd rather take it to someone who can set up tensioners better than I can, something with oil charging or something like that. So I'd rather let a shop handle that, because that's a very important part of the engine in these. So I'd rather they get taken care of by a mechanic versus me, who is still pretty mechanically unexperienced. Crank pulley is going to still get replaced as always. So that's kind of the original. The only things left from the original plan that are still going to happen is that the tensioners and crank pulley are still going to get replaced. But what is different this time around is we're going to be doing a couple more performance mods, which I wasn't really expecting to do. One of which was pretty much a side effect of something we had noticed yesterday when me and Michael were trying to figure out the whole coolant thing. Is we noticed that the radiator fan is absolutely shot, and I've been thinking about doing an electric radiator conversion anyway for about 3 or 4 months. But now I have even more reason to do it, so I'm probably going to pull the trigger on that sometime this week, and hopefully be able to get started on that and have a full electric conversion on this. I'm gonna have to talk to a guy who's done this before in a Gen 1 with figure out what to do about the water pump pulley, and see what kind of goodness we can get out of that, and see how we can make that work. That should free up some horsepower as well. That's why I kind of call it a performance mod, because it'll free up a little bit of space in the engine bay. So if we ever, like, I don't know, LS swapped it or put a 5.0 in it, we could do that. It would help out a lot with that, obviously, get a little bit more room, but as well as not having so much parasitic draw and rotational mass on the engine, which should help it free up a little bit of extra horses. Now, we kind of have predictions all over the wall. Hayden only predicts it to make like 5 to 10 more horsepower, if even that. Michael's predicting 15 to 20 horsepower gain to the tire off of this. So I'm curious to see how that'll go, see what kind of power we'll gain from that. But another thing I'm going to take care of is the intake. And for those who don't know, this truck has a $65 cold air intake on it. absolute waste of money. I've said thousands of times not to buy it, but that because of my experience with it. So me and Michael are going to finally prototype and build our own custom intake for this. I wanted to do kind of something nuts for a while. I wanted to do carbon fiber piping. I wanted to do that. I love the look of like the JLT carbon intakes and stuff like that, but I don't really know how accessible that is for our kind of application where we'll be kind of DIYing an intake on this thing. I'm wanting to still have a heat shield. Michael says I don't need it, but I'd like to have a heat shield. And eventually, if I do make the switch to supercharger on this, if I ever go that route, which I'm still unsure of, I probably will be unsure of until I actually pull the trigger on it, due to a lot of factors, which I may make a video on eventually. If you guys want to see it, I'll make a video on kind of what is kind of driving my fear of boosting this thing right now, because there's a lot of things I could talk about with it. But yeah, so two main things that are still going to be going on are the tensioner and the crank pulley stuff. That's still going to get dealt with, and we're going to have brand new stuff on there on that end, and hopefully all the weird kind of noises it's made, like the kind of rhythmic, like I don't really know how to describe the sound, as well as the startup rattle will be gone, and then we can have, you know, the intake side of things working really well, which is something, again, this and the electric fan conversion are stuff I've wanted to do for a while, and so finally getting to be able to knock those out and do it is great. Unfortunately, the custom interior stuff's gonna have to wait. I literally got so little back, I can't even afford to do the heated and cooled seats by themselves, let alone with the headliner replacement, with, you know, my other idea, which I was gonna kind of keep top secret, but I was doing research, and these trucks actually share steering wheels with the Ranger, of course, and the F-150 Lightning. There's another thing from the Lightning. I always thought the tailgate was like one of the only things that was like really interchangeable between a Sport Trac and a Lightning. Of course, that obviously can go for any F-150 flare side, but the Lightning steering wheel actually bolts up in these. So I was thinking about buying a custom carbon fiber, leather wrapped Lightning steering wheel for this thing. But for one thing, that's going to cost $500, $600 on its own. And two, I can't find a Lightning wheel to actually use as the donor, because I'd have to buy the wheel and an airbag, as well as getting the actual like wheel service built. So I have to actually send in a core and everything to the company. I think it's out in California. So who knows, that might be something I do eventually, whenever I have like all my other stuff done, when I have the heated and cooled seats in, when I have the headliner replaced, when the wrap's done. That'll probably be long from now when I can actually do the steering wheel side. So what I'm going to do to close this video out is I want you guys to leave in the comments below whether I should leave the monochrome theme with the wrap. Now, again, I'm not talking about the color of the wrap. Should I go with black trim? Should I just get the gray blacked out? Or should I go ahead and have it color match? Now, this I feel like is going to be a bit of a divide, because lots of people love it leaving the gray but blacked out, and lots of people love the color match. I'm a color match guy myself, but in case I run into a snag with getting that done, Michael theorizes that many shops probably aren't going to want to do the gray cladding with wrap. So I want to know what you guys think. If you guys think we should just black it out when we do the wrap, or if we should just try to see if a shop will wrap it. But yeah, for now, guys, I'm gonna wrap things up here. And this video wasn't terribly long, but this was kind of just a video kind of updating you guys on stuff again, and kind of confirming projects, kind of talking about how things have been derailed and stuff like that, because unfortunately I got screwed a little bit from the whole school thing. So anyway, guys, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, more content coming soon. I was hoping to get started with the wrap process this weekend, but things just never go to plan. So we never wound up actually getting to that point. That will be coming soon, though. I'm really excited to do it. Trust me, I'm overjoyed. I'm like ecstatic to see it on the truck. But for now, guys, I'll wrap things up here. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, everyone.